Happy Saturday, everyone. So before I get into today's topic, I do need to do a little highlight of kindness. And my low is the fact that my mom and I got in an argument yesterday. Technically, it really wasn't anything serious per se, but it escalated into something pretty bad, and that really wasn't good. Neither one of us handled the situation well. I mean, in hindsight, there are some things I could have done differently to avoid this problem, but I don't know. And usually, if I ever argue with my parents, it gets to become a lot more aggressive than it ought to be, and that ain't right. So, I mean, my folks are never going to watch this. They never see my videos, I'll be honest. Not that they're not supportive or anything, they're not on YouTube or the internet that often. So, it's not like they're going to watch this, but on the very slim chance they do, don't misunderstand. I apologized last night too, but I don't know, I just feel like I can't say sorry enough. But my high is, yesterday afternoon, and actually it's my high on my act of kindness. My nephews actually came to visit my mom, and I helped my mom watch them. We played in the pool, we walked up to the park. It was a very lovely afternoon. Yeah, and obviously the act of kindness is I helped my mom, watch them. And I get why, they came over, because my brother and my sister-in-law really want to make today special, because we're going to be celebrating my youngest nephew's birthday today, the one who's not. Because remember, I have 3 nephews, a set of twins, and then 1 more nephew, and the latter we're celebrating his birthday today, even though his birthday would be the 23rd, which would be a Tuesday. So really excited for that. Can't wait to do that later today. We're celebrating it today. I talked about it yesterday. And also part of my high is I binge watched all of season 2 of the Cuphead Show. So without further delay, come with me to the Inkwell Isles. It's just off the coast, maybe 29 miles. Where there's good and there's bad, and then there's in between. With Cuphead and Mugman, you'll see what I mean. Yes. I watched through the entirety of the season 2 of the Cuphead Show, and if you remember the first time I talked about season 1 of the Cuphead Show, I talked about how I really did like it, and how, I don't know it's been a while since I talked about it, because that was back in February. So, actually that's one good thing about Netflix shows, they really don't take that long to get up and running. So that's nice. But I remember talking about how, actually, this is one thing I need to bring up. Yeah, I won't wait till the end to talk about that. Let me talk about what went on in season 2 of the Cuphead Show. For starters, the titular character Cuphead and his brother Mugman, played by True Valentino and Frank Totoro respectively, they really have gotten into their roles. Their chemistry is undeniable, and honestly, if the show was technically the show is about them being together, but I could watch stuff like that all day, because obviously Cuphead is the rambunctious one, Mugman, he likes adventure too, but he's definitely the more cautious one. They work with each other really great. I love that chemistry. And again, True Valentino and Frank Totoro, you guys doing, or is it Frank Totoro? His last name is spelled Todaro. The one who plays on Mugman. He's really good. But yeah, their chemistry is great. Jack Hanna, is it Jack? No, Joe Hanna, that's who he is. He plays Elder Kettle, he's great. For the longest time though, I thought he sounded like Mike Pollock. Yeah, the guy who's most known for playing Dr. Eggman and Sonic. Yeah, I thought that was him, but it wasn't. Duke Millington, he plays the devil. I mean, this is a guy who absolutely eats up every time he's on, who eats it up every time he's on screen. He steals the show whenever he's on screen, and I love that. It's great. I'll be talking about the Devil's related episodes going in a few minutes. Actually, in a minute or two. Grey Griffin is Miss Chalice. I mean, it's Grey Griffin, ladies and gentlemen. You know, of the entire cast, she is easily the most decorated voiceover acting veteran. And anyone who's a fan of voiceover like I am knows exactly the kind of pedigree you get when you get Grey Griffin on your show. Which, it's Miss Chalice. She's the one who left Cuphead and Mugman, the cookie factory, and they got them in jail. Speaking of which, that's actually where the beginning of season 2 kicks off. Because Cuphead and Mugman are in jail, and obviously they try and make a couple escapes, but it's funny. First time they try to escape, they're like, "You bought yourself a day of smashing rocks." They try to escape the second time. "You just bought yourself a night in the box." The third time they try to escape, "You just bought yourself a night in the box while smashing rocks." So they put them in a little box and they have to smash a rock inside of the box. That's hilarious to me. So eventually Mugman decides, you know what, I'm going to make the most of this. And, he's actually having a decent time for himself. Meanwhile, Cuphead, being Cuphead, he tries to escape. And, as soon as, Cuphead has a breakdown, Mugman's like, okay, we're going to do it together now. So, again, it's that brotherly chemistry that they have for each other. And True Valentino and Frank Totoro sell it brilliantly. I love that. So eventually, there's this one it's actually Miss Cyclops in the jail. And, she's obviously, the scariest person there. She rips off her, ball and chain, wraps it around Cuphead and Mugman, and, and then, just throws them right out of jail, right? And so, Cuphead and Mugman land literally, conveniently, right on Elder Kettle's lawn. Elder Kettle finds them and is like, "You two are grounded for life." And they're both like, "Thank you!" Yes, that was great. It really is nice to see them back home. And, some plot points from the first season do rear their ugly, they're not really ugly heads, but the analogy I'm trying to use, they do talk about a lot of issues from season 1. And by issues, I mean stuff that went on in the first season was either resolved or touched better upon going forward. They come across Miss Chalice again, and it turns out she's sort of half ghost, half person. That's how she was able to escape. The episodes she's in are great. Basically, they try and run a scam where Miss Chalice haunts somewhere, and Cuphead and Mugman try and capture her to get money for ice cream. That was funny. Actually, in terms of episodes, this show legitimately upped their game. Not just in terms of the animation, because they actually did a few animation styles kind of with they did a great job of combining CGI with 2D animation, as well as a couple times you see the old timey stop motion stuff. It was really cool. One such episode they do the stop motion thing is the High Seas Adventure, which is one of 2 20+ minute episodes in this season. Yeah, they really upped their game in terms of episodes go. Because in season 1, pretty much every episode was 11 to 15 minutes. But you have 2 episodes here that are 20+. Which again, I think they're trying to work up their way to that. Or it's probably going to be like Amphibia, where they're all going to be 11-minute segments, but they'll say what would be a half-hour episode for something really big, right? And the High Seas Adventure was the first one, where Captain Brinybeard is trying to date his girlfriend, which is actually a boss from the first Cuphead game, from Cuphead, Cala Maria. and she's the sea beast with like Medusa snake eyes and stuff like that. It was like, that was actually really funny. Another boss that's definitely featured in the show that's from the game is Baron von Bonbon, and she's a hoot and a half in a scary way. And it's funny, like, hi, I'm Baron von Bonbon. I just have 2 rules. Rule number 1, don't tell. Basically, the first rule of Sugarland: don't tell anyone about Sugarland. Which, come on, it's a Fight Club reference. What do you want from me? And then it's like, rule number 2. You're not allowed to take a bite out of my castle. Not even a teensy-weensy little bite. And they do the whole teensy-weensy thing like several times. It's funny. And at first, Cuphead, he sees Baron von Bonbon. She's like, I'm out of here. I know how this works. I eat your candy, you put me in an oven. So, which is actually really cool because that episode was all about Cuphead learning about self-control. Which, yeah, that was actually a good way to do it. Needless to say, everything goes wrong in the episode. Now we gotta get to the Devil's really episodes, because by my count there were 2 episodes. One of them being the other 20-plus minute episode, which was Release the Demons. Literally one of the funniest running gags in any show I've ever seen ever, right? Is the Devil's trying to get Cuphead's soul, obviously. And he's like, bring me my finest demons. And whenever the Devil is trying to explain what happened and why his plan failed, he gets all fiery and he turns all the demons into ashes. So, bring me my second finest demons. Then he gets angry again and he disintegrates them as well. So, bring me my third finest demons. And these demons look like the least intimidating things you would ever see. Like, technically you would be scared by them if they were to come to you in real life. But compared to what the first and the second finest demons were, like, they're nothing. That's the joke. And I find that hilarious. Meanwhile, Cuphead and Mugman in the episode are trying to walk through like a corn maze because Mugman is trying to get Cuphead to be afraid of this one horse head that happens in the it's a haystack maze. It's a hay maze. Hay maze. Wrong one. So King Dice shows up and he's trying to gain back the Devil's favor. And he's destroying like all the other third finest demons, only he's left. So eventually, Henchman, he's watching the entire thing, and the Devil's like, oh, Henchman, how is everything going? And then Henchman, only King Dice is left. Bring me the 4 horsemen. So apparently the 4 horsemen are real in Cuphead. Yeah. And they're actually like really hilarious. And it's funny because when the 4 horsemen show up at the very end of the hay maze, Mugman is holding on to the horse head that originally scared Cuphead when they were little. Mugman holds up the horse head in front of the 4 horsemen's horses. The horse is like, woo! And then like all the 4 horsemen go flying, and then they fall in like a bobbing for apple pit. And they're like, hey, I'm not on fire anymore. Hey, you guys want to do some stuff around here? Like, yeah! That was, like, seriously, the 4 horsemen went from being legitimately the most intimidating characters outside of the Devil in the Cuphead show. And, I don't know, I want to see more of those guys. I do. Maybe it's just me. I want to see more of the 4 horsemen. That's great. And the final episode of the season, because again, I'm talking about the Devil-related episodes, are... Actually, let me talk about one more. There was this one episode where Mugman is trying to get some peace and quiet, but the Ice Cream Man keeps showing up. That was a good one. Actually, all these episodes are good. Seriously, check out the Cuphead Show. But I gotta talk about the season finale, which is the Devil's Pitchfork. So one morning, the Devil's reading the newspaper on a review on him, because apparently that can actually happen. And the devil just goes completely on a rampage, goes to the surface world, and completely like just blowing up everything with his pitchfork, causing all sorts of mayhem and chaos. Like the city is like parts of the city are literally on fire when he's done, right? So you think he's having a good day. He leaves his pitchfork on the tree he was laying on, and he accidentally leaves it there. Meanwhile, Cuphead and Mugman see the pitchfork and they're like, is that what I think it is? But what if only the devil can use it? And then Mugman's like, what if only the devil can use it? And then Cuphead's like, what if anyone can use it? So they use it, and it goes exactly like you would expect. I mean, really, Cuphead and Mugman are just using it for target practice. Well, Cuphead wanted to use it for target practice. Meanwhile, Mugman's idea was to take the pitchfork, go to an Italian restaurant, order a big plate of spaghetti, and use the pitchfork to see if it actually works like you twirl your pasta. That was actually kind of cute. This is a charming show. It is. You should totally watch it. So basically, the devil realizes what's going on. And fun fact, in Release the Demons, it was revealed that the devil can no longer go after Cuphead's soul because there's like a 31-day time period where he can do that. But the 31 days it's 30 days, but the point is the 30 days are up, right? But Cuphead doesn't know that. So eventually, the devil accidentally blurts that out. So Cuphead's like, wait, I no longer have to worry about you taking my soul, and I have your pitchfork. What eventually happens is, before that moment, like, Cuphead is like trying to give it the pitchfork back to the devil, but then like, here you go, zap. Here you go, zap. Like he's trying to get, he is legitimately making the devil angry. Then again, considering that I'd be terrified of the devil if I had to owe my soul to him. But if honestly, zapping the devil with his own weapon, I'm not gonna lie, I would do that too. Of course, that might be the Catholic in me, I don't know. The point is, eventually Cuphead won't give the devil back his pitchfork. So the devil's like, you took something of mine, I'll take something of yours. Now, all throughout this season, and actually a little bit in the first season as well, the one thing, it really is becoming apparent that Cuphead's catchphrase is, I ain't too worried about it. The very last time Cuphead says, I ain't too worried about it, it turns out the devil took Mugman. So literally this season ends with the devil capturing Mugman. I'm not kidding. That's how, man, the good folks behind this show are really finding great ways to end the season, to end their seasons on a really dark note, while also making people want to say, what happens next? Like, I want to see how Cuphead gets Mugman back. I want to see a third season. I mean, come on, the Cuphead Show is pretty popular on Netflix. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a third season. There should be. I hope there's a third season. Seriously, like, with the devil taking Mugman away, that'd be like the saddest cliffhanger ever. And keep in mind, I'm the guy. Seriously, this is coming from a Samurai Jack fan, so I can tell you that'd be pretty sad. So, all in all, if you have a Netflix account, it just released season 2 of the Cuphead Show just released on Netflix. It's right there for you to enjoy. And there's one thing I was trying to allude to earlier. When it comes to shows that are based off of video games, history has shown that we really have never had the greatest luck with that. I mean, up until that Castlevania show that came up on Netflix a while back, the one show I would legitimately tell you that was good, that was based off of a video game, was the Mega Man show that came out in the 90s, like Super Fighting Robot, Mega Man, like that show. Like, that show was actually good. Honestly, there's really only one bad episode out of 26 of them, but, you know, one bad episode out of 26? That's not a bad ratio. My point is, I feel very comfortable in saying that the Cuphead Show might be the best show to ever come out that's based on a video game. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I mean, Sonic X is pretty good. That was a really good show. Of course I watched Sonic. I mean, of course I watched Sonic X when it was being dubbed by 4Kids. How else was any kid in America gonna watch it? But 4Kids aside, it really was pretty good. My point is, shows based off of video games that are good, it's kind of a rarity to say the least. But the Cuphead Show, yeah, it's good. I'm willing to say that it might be the best consistently good show based off of a video game that we've ever had. I mean, yeah, I mentioned Sonic X a second ago. Obviously, when 4Kids dubbed it, they did a lot of changes to it because, we gotta make it safe for America. But the Cuphead Show, it's pretty solid. Give it a watch. You'll really enjoy it. I did. So, much like how I enjoyed season 2 of the Cuphead Show, I hope you liked this video. And if you did, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do my YouTube channel greatly, as always. Follow me on social media. I am very humble I made this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy today. And hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.